everyone, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently September 14th, 2025. To the genuine ones, I say this respectfully. I hope all is well in your end, and I actually hope that you continue to heal, regardless to where you at in your healing journey, or if you haven't started yet. It's not a race overnight process, but you matter and you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me 7/31/2025. You know, we live in a spiritual world. I don't wish bad on anybody, good day or misunderstanding. I say respectfully, no mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a family member due to someone having jealousy or hate or envy in their vein. No, it's the truth though for me. No, for real, for real. Nobody deserves to take a pain, regardless if someone's in a child's life or not. And especially a stand-up mother and father that actually shows up for their child. And they wasn't doing it for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. Everybody's not the same, and I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. I'm from Brooklyn, 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 hater. Brooklyn, 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 hater. It's a train of thought for me. Folks swear up and down that you want they spot, but that was never the case because I wasn't trying to catch one. It's a chain of thought for me. How chicks and dudes will play with smoke in a toxic way. Try to make someone uncomfortable. Hold on 1 second because I understood. Hold on 1 second. I love myself, not to dim my light. Being authentic will bother your mental health. Got you taking notes every single day. You tag the team and everybody at the end days. The notification on this, you show up yet? No, the chain throw me, because that motherfucker got potential. But you had lack of self-trust issues with yourself. You got your own insecurity problems that had nothing to do with me because I knew how to weather a storm that you couldn't relate to. So you had to project spoke in a toxic way, trying to cause chaos, confusion in my life because I knew how to respect myself, overcoming obstacles that you couldn't relate to. Couldn't walk a day in my shoes, and I didn't have to get physical. No, you had to track though for me. You know, that remedy is different. When you actually mean what you say at the end of the day, they be comfortable in your skin. Someone motivates you at the end of the day, but you rather kick them down than hold on 1 second, try to show them discipline. Or because someone stepped out in confidence that you can relate to. How someone was their biggest cheerleader at the end of the day. They was carrying their own weight, and I don't mean narcotics. How you try to discourage the next person, all because they didn't have to pretend to be authentic. That bothered your mental health. It'd be the train of thought for me. How you had to play with smoke in a toxic way. Dibbling and dabble with this witch, that warlock, that terror, that karmic, that doctor at the end of the day. Trying to line somebody up so they won't communicate the goal within, understand self-love. You wanted them to be the mindset of being insecure. You wanted them to be in the mindset of insecure. That's how your mental health was at the end of the day. And then you quick to say someone's mentally unstable. But hold on 1 second, you truly far from woke. Because at the end of the day, if that was the case, if someone truly wasn't mentally stable at the end of the day, why would you be watching disturbing your own peace, getting mad and head in the air, you dumbass? Or let alone paying this person, paying that person to size somebody up. It'd be the train of thought for me. But you talking about you truly woke. But hold on 1 second, what happened to your growth? You ain't acting your body weight, acting your shoe size. It'd be the train of thought for me. We're not the same neighbor because I'm far from a hater. It's real disgusting to see how you could be authentic and it would truly bother someone's mental health. How folks would disrespect you all because you know how to be authentic and it was never competition, but it was truly one-sided when it came to your vision. How you trying to antagonize an innocent person from to get out of character, hacking the device, the hold on 1 second. You gonna make someone be in a mindset of losing control. That's what you wanted to paint them out to be, a crash out. Then you behind closed doors paying this person, paying that person to dim somebody's light, only to paint them out to be something they truly not. All because of the fact that you know how to think for yourself. No, I have to change though, because if you gotta gather people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over 10, over 20 people, just to go up against one person, to make you feel, hold on 1 second, big within. It's the train of thought for me. I'm not for everybody, just like you ain't. But I knew how to respect my neighbor, didn't have to pretend. But you taking notes at the end, they so inspired, trying to be something truly not at the end of the day. When God was never for sale, when you keeping it real. What happened to your vision? Neighbor, stay in your lane. No, it's the train of thought for me. It's a problem with folks in the day. I may not make sense to the average person, but I was never in competition with my neighbor. You watching me every single day. Got your notifications on, trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Energy harvest off my energy, paying this person that wish that walk at the end of the day, trying to size me up because I truly got potential. You got your own trust issues at the end of the day, because if you didn't, you'll be in your own lane, minding your business. No, that's a chance though, and I wouldn't bother you at all. How folks be trying to humble you because they see something that they see that you have a light within you. You have a light within you. It's not a crime to be authentic. It's not. If I wasn't a threat, neighbor, you wouldn't block my views, neighbor. You look like a fool. No, it changed off for me. It was more so elementary school rhymes at the end of the day. Because you got to start somewhere when it comes to elevation, when it comes to growth. You know, starting all over, something they can't relate to. Going within, understanding, hold on one second, I wasn't seeking revenge. I just understood when God revealed the devil, let him dummy. Hold on one second, you was truly the test. Thought I was slow? Hold on one second. I just understood comprehension. Something that you can relate to or stay in your lane. Regardless if I came from poverty, pants, do not respect my neighbor. It's a train of thought for me, how folks don't want you to grow. You know, I didn't have that mindset that day. How you got someone's shadow banned at the end of the day because it bothers your mental health when it comes to hold on one second. You sitting alone. You know, because it takes a group of people to make you feel hold on one second. You got your chest actually pumping. Only rest of hold on one second, the devil's alive when God truly told me, show me your intentions. You know, God was known for likes and views of cloud chasing of fame. I may sound like a broken record at the end of the day, but hold on one second. I actually got potential. I didn't need your validation to be authentic. I got God's rhythm at the end of the day. Hold on one second. That blueprint is different, so that you couldn't take away. You try to destiny swipe an innocent person. But hold on one second. They swag just got better when it comes to hold on one second. Someone's really praying to go within, asking God for protection. Even when you spend spell work, even when you send spell work right to left. Even when I get lost in my words at the end of the day, I still never stop. Loving me. The hinge is different. That bothers your confidence. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. Hold on one second. Never dim your light. It's a problem, folks, nowadays. Wow. What I wonder reject me when God is truly protecting me. They said, where's your God at now? I'm trying to rob you. Where's your God at? I'm trying to whip your ass at the end of the day. Where's your God at now? I'm energy harvesting off your energy. How folks are sending spell work right to left. Where's your God at now? Look at your face, you weird bitch. Here's the train of thought for me. Something that you can't relate to. Hold on one second. God allows you to get close to me. You put shit at my door at the end when it came to spell work. I was supposed to be mentally unconscious at the end of the day. I was supposed to have been out here a long time ago. You dibble and dabble with my food, my drinks, at the end of the day, my narcotics. Hold on one second. But I'm far from an addict, let alone sex work at the end of the day. They said, you whack in your corner, you are nobody. How folks be doing come to me spells and hold on one second. You thought I was slow, stupid, and retarded when I didn't see you come at the end of the day. I heard all the bullshit. It's a train of thought for me. How you got bitches and dudes at the end of the day. So low vibration, they can't even keep up with their own faith. You know, actually loving themselves. Because who actually has an IQ score like that at the end of the day hurt the next person with that mindset at the end of the day? No, for real. Who actually has to gang up with a group of people to kick the next person down at the end of the day? All because someone understood elevation is different. Nobody wanted your pockets, and I say that respectfully. Someone had a flow to be authentic, to catch a bag, chase a bag. But that bothered your mental health because you didn't want someone to take your spot. But hold on one second, we ain't the same when it comes to elevation. You project the pain, and I ain't have to play my manipulation games. No, ain't the strength off of me. Chicks and dudes will play with spell work, trying to cause confusion in your life. But that right and that left foot hits different when God spins the block. I don't worship the devil regardless of my sexual orientation. I had grown-ass men that could be my grandpops. It be the train of thought for me. Playing what come to me spells, doing spell work in a toxic way, then pay me out to be slow, stupid, and retarded. But hold on one second, what happened to your mental health is a train of thought from acting your age. No, ain't the train of thought, man. You be so surprised what these dumbass people look like too. How they try to school you, to humble you, to energy harvest off your energy. How these chicks at the end of the day. I never understood this. I ain't got no ass. No, ain't the train of thought for me. You want these titties, you can have that shit, because I don't want that shit anyway. How they will try to humble you. Try to take your swag at the end of the day. That makes them truly uncomfortable. No, it made them uncomfortable when they realized that, hold on one second, you was comfortable in your own skin. So they try to discourage you, to throw beauty magic at you, and to make you feel like, hold on one second, you're not worthy to go within. But that energy is different when it comes to maturing. You know, because certain folks will never understand your walk of life, what you overcame. Folks could talk about you all day long when it comes to your past, but hold on one second, they would never understand that, hold on, why you stand before yourself today. You've been through so much in your journey. Certain folks would never walk a day in your shoes. Even the folks that was throwing spoken the toxic way towards you, they wouldn't be able to walk a day in your shoes. And it wouldn't be for likes and views. It's a train of thought for me. You know that spell work that y'all was throwing? You know who you are when your mask full low, when it comes to lack of self-control, the one who was in that, group text messages or that email that day. It'd be the train of thought for me. Folks will swear you talking about like a bad habit, but hold on one second, there's so many of you. Had to take that one person, all because you had to have the proper insurance to have self-control. No, it's a train of thought for me. How folks will try to humble you because you love yourself. Didn't matter your tax bracket because we came from poverty and pain. I love myself to better myself. I didn't need a pen at the end of the day. But trust and believe, if I sit down and give me like 5 minutes, no disrespect, to make that ain't make sense when it comes to God's direction, trust and believe, I'll make all you think. No, that's the truth, though. I swear, this is at the top of my head. No, for real, for real. This is just elementary school flow. Imagine what I do when I get to the next level. Only was the home on second. God's gonna allow me to grow. I don't worship the devil. I speak facts at the end of the day. That's why God, you sitting. That's why I got you sitting as if this is a pay-per-view and you ain't have to pay for it at the end of the day. But I got your point of view. You watching me at the end of the day, got you thinking. Only about to hold on 1 second. Our motivation didn't hit the same. Just stay in your lane. No, ever train over me. Leave me the fuck alone. How this type of stuff actually happens. How someone try to ruin your reputation. They like, nah, that's not a child of God. You know, it's a good God and it's a bad God. I was never in competition. I say that respectfully. You try to prove a point when it came to your community. You try to disrespect me because I understood my right from my left. Regardless of what I was going through, at the end of the day, you said I couldn't think. I was just trying to become my best self-vision of myself. And that's what I'm still doing. Regardless of the spell work. You putting a dibble and dabble in front of my door. Said I wasn't truly woke. But God should allow me to be comfortable with my own skin. I ain't have to go tick for tack with you low vibrational energies. And I say that respectfully. You the one that got an energy harvest off the next person's energy. I don't gotta do that when it comes to be emotionally mature. It's a train of thought for me. Regardless of my tags breaking, I say that respectfully. I ain't have to pretend to be authentic when you try to ruin my reputation. Go on with them. No, I have to train for me. Leave me the fuck alone. I said. You know, when God gives me a chance, I didn't need validation from anybody to give me a chance at life. But God. And when God sends the right people into your life at the end of the day, that maturity is different. Regardless if they came from poverty and pain or not. Because when you're authentic at the end of the day, it's going to bother certain folks' mental health. I wasn't trying to keep up with the Joneses at the end of the day. That's the problem with people's mental health today. You know, in elementary school, you learn it the long way at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. You know, the kids that actually stood out, the ones who didn't have to rap or disrespect their neighbor, or the ones who didn't have to pour into that empty cup. You know, the ones who was actually in the corner at the end of the day. The one they call slow, stupid, and retarded, but hold on 1 second, they actually knew how to think. You know, the ones who didn't get into all the chaos and confusions. You know, the ones that probably wasn't the popular one at the end of the day, but hold on 1 second, their flow was so smooth, so smooth, so smooth, so smooth. Everybody's trying to keep up with them today. Hold on 1 second, they actually part of their Joneses now. Now, Ethan's straight off of me. Because you watching their every move. The one that you said it was ugly, got big feet, got a big nose. They're a weirdo at the end of the day, but you watching their every move when it comes to their flow. It's a train of thought for me. How folks try to disrespect you, but they really want to get to know you. No, Ethan straight on you, but they scared to come towards you. And when you won't hurt nobody, someone will tell so many lies about you. All because they got insecurity problems. How you can know somebody once upon a time in a chapter and only rest to hold on 1 second. You outgrew the old, your maturity is different. You ain't the same person when you left that person. You didn't have to pretend to be authentic when it comes to having emotional, being more mature today. Because when you outgrow the old, that elementary school flow when it comes to the drama is not part of your vocabulary. But hold on 1 second, you gotta take them back to school. No, they showed about the end of the day. They didn't finish grammar school. For real. Regardless of the IQ score, regardless if they had a degree or not, at the end of the day, it didn't matter if you finished school or not. Because at the end of the day, if you actually was paying attention in school, they said bullyism is not part of the program. No, and the trade of me. Do you know you get kicked out of school for that shit? It's a train of thought for me. It was nothing fun about bullying the next person. It was nothing fun about hurting the next person. It's a train of thought for me. Who wants to be part of the mean girls? Who wants to be part of that group at the end of the day with the dudes that's hurting the next person's child? It'd be the train of thought for me. Or that grown-ass woman or that grown-ass man. Hold on 1 second, I don't run for my pain. We ain't the same, neighbor. Always be yourself. It's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. Someone can have more than you and try to ruin your reputation. I never signed up for nobody's contract, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of trying to blackmail me or gave me a documentation trying to manipulate me or trying to pay me out to be somebody I truly not at the end of the day, or trying to use my documentation to blackmail me against me at the end of the day, I would never hurt myself who's trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even trying to make me homeless. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. How someone could give you a documentation and say, hey, this is for this, or whatever the case may be. And then the little blind print, or whatever the case may be, you're reading it within reading it. It says one thing at the end of the day, only for them to turn around and try to manipulate you. I would never hurt myself, when I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader. I do not wish the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, and I do not live in fear, regardless to who continues to send spell towards me, who is trying to energy harvest over my energy, or whoever is doing come to me spells. I do not live in fear, and I don't fear no grown-ass man or woman at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. How you would sit there, hack my devices, my accounts, my emails, or have the next door neighbor telling my every move, didn't matter the tax bracket. I do not live in fear. I do not. How a little birdie can go to a community at the end of the day and have somebody try to be robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, or even project a hate crime towards somebody at the end of the day. And have folks at the end of the day plotting against an innocent person when that innocent person didn't have to do anything to somebody at the end of the day. They're just being themselves. Thank you, no thank you, ma'am. Someone got a little too aggressive at the door at the end of the day. You're not for me. No thank you, ma'am. No thank you, sir. I don't do all of that chaos and confusion at the end of the day, the back and the forth with words, but I'm going to speak up for myself. There's no need to put your hands on somebody because you said thank you and no thank you to somebody. There's no need to put your hands on somebody when you know that you're right in a situation because someone wants to control the narrative and try to blackmail you against you. Because, hold on one second, they have an army of people to go against you. And they're going to paint you to be mentally unstable. How they try to paint you to be crazy. How they try to paint you to be delusional. How they try to paint you to be this way, this, that, this way, that way, this way, that way. But one thing about that innocent person that day, they knew how to be real about what transpired that day. And facts will always be facts when you got God in your hands. Because when God has your hands at the end of the day, God is guiding you. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When God gave that child a voice, that God gave that child a voice for a reason, not to live in fear. God did not endure fear in that child when that child understood the obstacles overcoming. The testimony was real. It was never for likes, views, of clout, chasing, or fame. And I said respectfully, we all do not pray the same, but respect's a two-way street. No mother or a family member or a father should lose a child. Or a child should be in a situation where they are in intensive care or an ICU because someone projected spell work on their baby, or someone is sending their child the evil eye, or someone got jealousy and hate and envy towards that child. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully because there's men and women at the head. It's men and women at the end of the day that can have children or not have children and don't care about the next person's child. But they are mothers and fathers and people who don't have children or do at the end of the day that does care about someone else's child, that will respect somebody's child, and see someone being bullied or see someone being hurt or something the case may be, that man and woman stands up. Or that child seeing that next child being bullied stands up. Everybody's not the same. And God was never for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. My soul was never for sale. And when you're a child of God, that energy is different. We are not the same. My content is not your body. You have me shadow banned. You sending me spell work. You hack my devices, my emails. I do not live in fear. I don't. You sit there, laugh at me every single day. Every day I pick up this device to make a video. You got so much to say in these group chats. You got so much to say in these emails. You got so much to say about me at the end of the day, but you never said it in my face. You said it behind a glass door. You said it behind a wall at the end of the day. You said it, hold on one second, it took another person to approach me for you to repeat something at the end of the day that you wanted to be repeated. But you was never man or woman to say to my face. But you knew how to throw spellwork at me though. You knew how to put spellwork in front of my door. You knew how to put spellwork in front of that door. You knew how to put spellwork in front of that door. I would never hurt myself, and I said respectfully. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they're not sending you the evil eye. They're not projecting spellwork on you, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know how it feels for a father, a real father, the one who protects his children, regardless of how old his children is, to know that his child came home and someone decided to say, you know what? I'm projecting spellwork on your baby today. Your child having all these confusion. They don't know what's going on with them mentally. You got a grown-ass man doing sex matter towards your child. You got a grown-ass man or woman doing sex matter to your child. Or you got a grown-ass man at the end of the day projecting spell work on your baby. Energy harvesting off your baby's energy. And the same as females too. How a female at the end of the day that you probably once was dealing with, or you decided to have a small talk, whatever the case may be, is projecting spell work on your child. It's projecting beauty magic on your child. The doctor's saying that baby never had acne day in their life. They digestive system, nothing changed. They always ate the same. They've been using the same products all these years. The same products that you've been buying. It's a shame to throw for me. How you could buy these products for your children in the day and only to come to find out that some man and woman is projecting spell on your child. Doesn't matter how old they are? No. Or someone is projecting an illness on your child for your child to be sick. Or for your child to be mentally unstable. And you could be a prayer warrior all day long. But when you don't live in fit energy, it's different. And God was never for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. How someone that you don't even have to know will energy harvest off your energy or your child's energy, or someone that you know's energy that you care and love and respect, or someone would try to demolish at the end of the day you and your people's establishment, all because of jealousy, hate, and envy at the end of the day. I would never feel wrong for expressing myself to the wrong person, because when God sends right into your life, they're not sending you the evil eye. How folks will be in your life longer than they're supposed to at the end of the day, only to project spell work on you, only to energy harvest off your energy, only to try to blackmail you in the future, and to do it for likes and views of cloud chasing. We're not the same, and I said it respectfully, because I knew how to respect somebody, and I still do. If I know you or not at the end of the day, if you're not for me, 6 feet apart. If you're not for me, there's no need for me to be around you. We are all not the same. Never allow someone to project fear in you because they say nobody's going to believe you regardless of their tax bracket. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. You could disrespect me all day long, but I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I never signed up for nobody's one-sided ass contract when it comes to my creativity. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How people would control your phone calls, your emails, they would control your accounts, and they would hack your devices to try to blackmail you against you, or paint you out to be somebody you truly not, or you was part of that conversation. No, you wasn't. It's how the way AI is set up today at the end of the day, an individual would swear they had a whole conversation with you and they never did. Or they would tamper with your mail or your packages, or act like that you received the message, that you received the message or the mail or whatever the case may be when you never did. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks project spell on you when it comes to your love life, your money, you elevating, or you becoming your best self, vision yourself, or they even sing your beauty magic. Or they'll make sure that they'll gather people up to make sure that folks don't look at you, go your way, or show you some proper support. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm far from a hater. I know how to respect my neighbor when it came to weather their own storm. I'm not here to respecting my content's not for everybody. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me. An individual decided to throw sport at me in a toxic way. But I do not live in fear. It had to take over 20 people, 10 people to project it towards me. It had to take over 10, 20 people to be in an email or a text message. It was funny at the end of the day. But I would never stop loving me. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I do not wish the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I pray to the good God with no misintentions. I know how to respect my neighbor. I'm far from a hater. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to plot against me. And I say that respectfully. From the time that I walk out my door to go from point A to Z at the end of the day, I would never hurt myself or others around me. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Being authentic is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. When the right people walk into your life, they don't have jealousy, hate, or envy within them. When they get to know you, when they know how to respect you, they don't have to pretend to blackmail you against you. And I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to speak up for yourself, because your voice does matter, and especially if you never have a attention towards your neighbor. But they said that your voice doesn't matter. Never be discouraged or live in fear, and I say respectfully. Because humanity are worthy. We don't pray the same. But stop the violence. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. I'm not using respect to my conscience and everybody, and I say respectfully, protect your energy, protecting your family, stay out of trouble, humanity worthy. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Peace and respect your neighbor, stop the violence, humanity worthy, damn, you're not, gotta go neighbor, stop the violence. Always be yourself. When right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, with no misintentions. They're not sending you an evil lie. They're not trying to outdo you better than you. They're not trying to destiny swipe at you. They're not projecting spoke on you good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself, and I'm far from a hater. We ain't the same, neighbor. Stay in your lane.